eventually germinated into the the Doctors Committee, and now flourishes as a national body with international links and probably one of the most respected Islamic medical associations in the world. And it is only the second largest in this country to the Medical Association of South Africa, and a very respected one of that. So you see, he has done more than just Assalaam and Islamic Propagation Centre. He does stimulate people. Today what I want to tell you is some of his qualities which I have always respected and recognized, and I think which we need to become aware of. One of the qualities pertains to the English saying, jack of all trades, master of none. This doesn't apply to Uncle Deedat. He to me will always be the master of all trades, jack of none. I don't know if many people know that he's an accomplished carpenter, that he is a certificated bricklayer, that he's a self-made and a very accomplished, as we all know, public speaker. I don't know if many people know that his basic education, I think, is only about standard 3. So this man has remained jack of nothing, but has gone on to become master in every field in which he thought of dabbling, in every field. And this is one of the traits which has made him always think nothing of any challenge. There is nothing too big. There's always something to aspire for greater things. You always want to rise higher. It is for this reason that in the 40s he wanted to fill the City Hall. And when that was filled, he went to Westridge Park. And when that was not enough, he had to go to Admiral Hall. And I know he's eyeing Madison Square Gardens and probably even the Astrodome. And that is an important quality we need. Because linked with this quality is the quality of the car, the modern car, the car with a self-starter. We do not have a self-starter in our life, and this is one of the things which we need. We don't always have to wait till we're told and reminded of our duties. It is for us to instigate, to always start ourselves, to take on the responsibilities in life, and to go and meet the challenge and face the challenge and go on achieving that what we need to achieve. It is this quality comes into our life. Then we can rise as Ummah. Then we can pay the greatest homage and tribute to Uncle Deedat. Because then we can become a nation. We can become an Ummah again that we once were, and we need to assert ourselves again. That will be a homage to him. That will be a real congratulations to him, and nothing less than that. Once I had the temerity of asking him, what was the secret of his success? And the answer he gave is one which we need to think about very carefully, and one which I think my sisters need to really listen to. He turned around, pointed to the kitchen. He said, that woman there, that backbone, that unflinching support, she has made it possible for me to be able to do the things I have done. In this is a message for our sisters. A very important message. Perhaps you are holding somebody back. Perhaps you are capable of, and in the process of stimulating somebody else. Take this message to heart, because perhaps there are many Deedats waiting to wake up again. I've been told that I cannot go on. I want to say many more things. I will not say it, but I will do say this much. Thank you very much for giving us As-Salam at least. Thank you very much for letting us start Islamic Medical Association. And may Allah bless you and give you a long life. And give us the stimulus that we need so we can also stand up one day and hopefully be praised like you. Assalamu alaikum.
I think the IPCI circles for inviting us as Islamic Ta'awun to come over here. In fact, we take it as a privilege and an honor to be on this occasion, to grace this function, where we have in the last few years been involved with Sheikh Ahmed Deedat, And I'm sure, and I know you've got 3 minutes, I'm sure a lot of other people will say lots of things, but the one point that maybe we should extract from the life of Ustad Ahmed Deedat is that we do not have to be professors, we do not have to be PhDs, we do not have to have our matrics or honors or master's degree in anything to give the message of Al-Islam. Al-Islam is a message that we can give even if we know one ayah. For as the Holy Prophet Muhammad said, بَلِّغْ عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. Give my message even if you know one line. So it is a challenge to us, and an example that Ustad Ahmed Deedat has said to us, that we do not have to be alims, we do not have to be professors or PhDs to give the message of Islam. If we know one ayah, the Holy Prophet Muhammad said, we must give this message. We must give this because the world at large is waiting for this message. And Ustad Ahmed Deedat has demonstrated this very beautifully to us. The work of da'wah, according to the Holy Quran, is a noble work. The work of calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a noble task. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنْ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. And who is better in speech than one who calls men to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا, works righteousness, and says, I am those who bow to Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself has given this esteem and to the work of da'wah, to invite you to the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is the sunnah of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from the very time that he had his message up to the time that he took his last breath, that he invited to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we know that it is our responsibility. We know it is a noble work. We know it is a work that we can impart even if we know one ayah. And as Brother Dr. Ghulam Hussain said, if we really want to show our dedication and respect to Ustad Ahmed Deedat, let us take his books, let us learn the Quran, let us study this, and let us give the message. This is our responsibility. It's not the responsibility of any professional. He is showing us the way. He has had his literature. All we have to do is pick it up, read it, so that when the people knock on our door, we know what to say. He is giving us the ammunition. He is spoon-feeding us. And remember, it is the responsibility of each and every one of us to give this message of Islam. The people around us are crying for this message. I remember in one function when the people came to the masjid, and Mr. Deedat also addressed them after we had spoken to them. There was one lady who stood up after hearing the message of Islam. She says, why have you come now with this message? What did you do the last 100 years with this message? Remember, we cannot give hidayah to people. Our responsibility is to give the message. If people change, it is Allah that will change you. For the Quran says, وَمَا أَرِينَا إِلَى الْبَلَاغَ الْمُبِينَ. And our duty is to proclaim the message. Guidance, it will come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Change the heart, it will come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But our responsibility is to give the message of Islam. And this is what Ustad Ahmed Deedat has been doing. He's been giving it all the time. And we must know that it is our responsibility also to learn this message, imbibe this message, practice this message, and give this message, even if we know one line. And with these few words, I would like again to thank Ustad Ahmed Deedat. You cannot thank someone enough for this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself will reward us because he has given such a noble thing for this work. In fact, all I would like to say is to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he rewards our Ustad more abundantly in the akhirah.